The Bengals are coming up on a deadline that's more important than any player contract that they've negotiated in recent years, and in this video, I'll explain why the next 6 days are so very critical. Hi again, Bengals fans. John Sheeran of A to Z Sports Cincinnati here, and we're going to talk about something today that we haven't really addressed in really the history of this channel, but it's timely now because in less than a week, the Bengals in Hamilton County have to agree on an extension for the lease of Paycor Stadium. June 30th is the last day that the Bengals in the county can agree on an extension for the stadium's lease before it expires on June 30th of 2026. This has been known for the last damn near 30 years since the lease officially started in 2000 when the stadium first opened, when it was called Paul Brown Stadium. But this whole thing has been negotiated going back to 30 years ago when I was born in the year 1996. And the details of everything that happened back then is why this remains a very contentious situation between the club and the county itself. In short, Hamilton County, which is where Cincinnati resides, doesn't want to get screwed by another deal in which they have to subsidize the majority of the funding that goes into maintaining, repairing, and renovating the Bengals home stadium. Many have considered that original deal between the Bengals and Hamilton County as one of the worst from the perspective of the actual taxpayers of the county itself. And over the past few months, all of those feelings or memories of what happened 3 decades ago, that has come up. Like we talk all the time on this channel about how rigorous negotiators the Bengals are in terms of player contracts. How do you think they are dealing with county commissioners? And this is why there hasn't been an agreement yet. The Bengals and the county want different things regarding this new agreement. The Bengals, according to a report from Cincinnati.com, want a 5-year extension of the current lease, while the county wants a 15-year new lease. And because of that key difference right there, a new lease being offered by the county, they are proposing a lot more of an equal distribution of contributions coming from the team and then the county. The Bengals, on the other hand, and again, this is just a report coming from Cincinnati.com, want the county to still bring in the majority of contributions to the renovations and again, the overall maintenance of the stadium itself. I feel like I've said the word itself like 4 times, and that's probably not gonna be the last time I say it. There are a lot of details here that kind of make your head hurt, and it's pretty much why I haven't really talked about it on this channel. But I do think some things are worth bringing up and answering, like, are the Bengals actually going to leave Cincinnati if nothing happens within the next week? And the short answer is no, probably not, or at least not in the way that you're thinking. The Cleveland Browns moving to become the Baltimore Ravens, coincidentally around the same time as this whole stadium lease started back in the mid-90s, basically ended any chance of the Bengals moving out of Cincinnati or just out of Ohio in general. The Browns moving spurred the state of Ohio to create what is now called the Medell Law, which is named after the late Art Medell, who was the owner of the Browns. And it requires the team, if it so desires to move out of the state, to give the city 6 months notice to see if anyone wants to purchase it. Obviously, pretty drastic measures, right? Very much of a last resort option for the community to keep its beloved football team in town. And knowing who the Bengals are, a team that prides itself on being this mom and pop shop in a modern NFL world, they don't want anyone else running their team except their family. They have no interest in ever selling their team. I don't think they want to jump through all those hoops and deal with all that legislation. And again, even if the Bengals and Hamilton County don't come to an agreement, it's not about moving the team away from Cincinnati entirely. They can still stay within the general area, maybe just outside of Hamilton County, for example. But even that in and of itself is a very unlikely scenario, as there's still a way for the Bengals to basically kick this can down the road. If there is no grand agreement in place or signed by next Monday, then in all likelihood, the Bengals are going to exercise the first of a handful of 2-year rolling extensions that they have at their disposal to basically just push this extension deadline down into the future. But there's no use to doing that unless the clock is about to strike midnight. So for the next handful of days, the Bengals and the county will continue to hopefully communicate and work towards a more long-term agreement. But if not, this will be a problem for basically 2 years down the road.